So for this video, I thought I would try to showcase some games with the Boogeyman. That's right, Nix-Ox combo, Telvanni. I mean, I don't have to do an intro. I'm sure you guys have ran into the deck. I'm sure you're familiar with it, but I haven't actually showcased games with it yet on this channel. So for the people who, I don't know, maybe don't watch other channels or don't see it on the ladder, I guess this is for you. It's going to follow the same deck testing format, even though the deck itself doesn't really need tested. We're going to play 2 games, win or lose, see how it goes. And it looks like right out of the gate we're up first against Battle Mage. Battle Mage can actually give this deck some fits, depending on both the type of Battle Mage and the draw it gets. Mid-Battle Mage, because of the wards, because of the sizable bodies, can do some pretty nasty things. I guess we'll keep that, even though it's likely not going to help us. Yeah, because of the size, if you don't find your lethal creatures, you often just can't do anything. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and play a Tree Minder. So this is problematic because they could either run like Renegade, they could self-silence. That makes it a little bit more palatable just because of the reverb, so we can actually clear both. These also trigger Ash Berserkers, which is why they can be annoying. So we'll do that.
The elements are mine to control.
Alright. Not much we can really do about that. I mean, getting this going would be nice, but we have nothing that we really want to ramp into, and I would like him to not be able to reward this with a mace or something, so we're just going to go ahead and do that for now. Downside is that now when he hits us, they don't break a rune, so we don't get to draw a card, but you just don't want to leave a conjurer running amok out there. Hey, there's a ward crafter that would have assuredly been a problem for us. Oh man, so we have a Path Mage, we have an Ox, we have a Night to Remember. We do not, however, have a Dark Rebirth, and we would still be a couple short anyway. We're going to play the Distiller, largely because we know that that will likely eat some form of removal.
Your blood will spill.
Light Clockwork. There's a Lightning Bolt.
By the 8th, they will meet their makers.
Alright, so we have a Dark Rebirth, so now we have to do some math here real quick. Because we have a Night to Remember, if we play the Nix-Ox and it survives, next turn we go to 9, and a Night to Remember is +3, which would only get us to 12, which would not be enough to start the combo. So instead, we have to consider stalling. Because right now he's 9 on the board, plus whatever he plays next turn, and then they could swing pretty hard into our face. So if we use the Viper here, it just does... it just pulls 2 damage off the board. So we just have to say, like, is that worth it? Because we're essentially 2 turns from winning. If we play this next turn and it survives for a turn, then we have enough to combo. So we just have to decide, is it worth it? I think we're going to wait. The big thing that we fear here is Mighty Conjuring. The problem is there is nothing we can do.
Your blood will spill.
Like 0 we can do about Mighty Conjuring. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and play a Nix-Ox. And we're going to actually, even though we don't gain the health, we're going to pop this because then we can also Viper into it. And so now we're just in that situation where we just need the Nix-Ox to survive. And to not die. They have 8 Magicka.
Your blood will spill.
That's a good sign for us because that means they want to play the tome.
She'll take you.
All right, we're gonna have to do some APM here. They're gonna shackle our Ox, but that's okay. We were gonna do that for ourselves. And go gadget Nix-Ox.
Right this way.
Path Mage finds an Ox. Dark Rebirth on our Path Mage will find Laneth, who can find us an Uprising.
There's always a way, and I can always find it.
Uprising should let us find Experiments.
Your storm is no match for mine.
Let's go ahead and play this here.
There's always a way, and I can always find
Or
it.
another Uprising. And let's go ahead and sacrifice this Ox. Copy this one. Which allows us to do this. And then we need a Viper. And we need, might as well grab an Oncano. Actually, let's grab an Ox. Let's do 2 damage to ourselves to make room. Play an Ox. Play a Viper. Play a Mentor's Ring. And get it going. That should be it. Unless they hit a Prophecy, because that does interrupt it. So the downside is animations. And there you go. So, yeah. Just needed the Ox to survive. That's game 1. As you can see, there's a reason that this deck is kind of the boogeyman, because even when you think you are beating on it pretty successfully, it can just, you know, oops, I win. The question, though, is will it hold up for 2 straight games? Can we do it twice? I'd like to think we could do it twice. I would like to continue my push, continue my quest for top 50. But there is no guarantee. Alright, so we're going to be going first against Monk. Now, Monk with the right draw can cause a lot of problems because of their ability to dance around your stuff. This looks fine, though, for an opener. I mean, if you're going to go first, I suppose that's a good way to do it. But Monk Strike, Swift Strike means that they can kind of do to you what you do to them. Which is just the, like, oops, I accidentally win. We're going to go ahead and contest the Mournhold. Mostly because we have Reverberating Strike.
Didn't see this coming, eh?
And alright. It's pretty painless.
My scale move in shadow.
Pretty painless so far, but it also might not be good because if they didn't play anything there. Oh, Werebat. Now that is interesting. Let's go ahead and see what we draw. And let's go ahead and see what we can get here. We definitely want to keep the Uprising. And we'll just poke that. With a little burn. Little ouch. I'm not attacking here because if we do draw like a Blackwood Distiller, I want to be able to pilfer with without breaking a rune potentially. Let's go ahead and shackle that. Let's also just put this here so that I don't have to trade that in. Like if he's got a Javelin or an Execute or something, now he's got to have 2. Sheer point. Sure.
Chaos take rise, my servant.
I mean, right now we're just trying to stall. I mean, that's all we're doing. We're just trying to buy ourselves time. We're nowhere near our combo. We haven't played any ramp cards as of yet. We did not have the Ring of Magicka, so we can't get to 13 without ramp of some kind. That is a Cliff Racer. Hey, there's some ramp. Let's go ahead and get rid of that sheer point. Yeah, let's go ahead and use the negation here. You know what? The biggest thing is I don't want them to play a Gambler and me to not have an answer to it. So I actually think we're going to play this and then just pass. I think keeping them from drawing even more cards is important. We don't want them to have like a ton of resources.
Of course, I'm on your side.
So we can shackle there and hopefully trade here. We could negate this and then trade in, which would also give us another guard here. Just tempting. But I also kind of want to draw the cards. We're going to get at least one card out of it anyway. I think we're going to go ahead and do that.
Behold my power.
The only reason that may have been a mistake is if we do decide to like Uprising next turn, that could have given us like another Thorn Histamage or something, for example. Alright. That's a Big Daddy Racer,
Too easy.
to say the least. We do have the Viper to clear it. Let's go ahead and Camel here. Treeminder gives us a little bit of ramp and another guard to buy us time. Reverberating Strike is a direct answer to Gambler if they play it, and I think that's the reason we're going to take it. Because that means that we can free up our negation for a full clear of their board here. So we can go Viper. We can go trade, negation, and then because we have the Reverberating Strike, if they do play a Gambler, we have an answer. And if they somehow play 2 here, then it still cleans them up. So like if they were to go Gambler, pitch a card, Gambler.
The waters of life.
Alright. So at this point now, the ideal top deck, for a number of reasons, would be Reverberating Strike, because it would just win us the game. Or excuse me, Dark Rebirth. Let's pretend I know what words do. Sadly, we did not find it. Now it is semi-tempting to use the Path Mage here and find an Ox anyway. However, we're 2 turns away from just outright winning because we have not yet drawn Laneth or a Night to Remember. And if you get to 15, you can combo that way. So downside is that means we're going to take some damage here, and I do think they've got Burst. They've got a couple of cards they've been hoarding, not really playing, so I have to assume they've got a Monk Strike, Swift Strike combo. Right now with a Cliff Racer, it represents lethal. But last turn there was, sadly, nothing I could do about it. So Alright, well, there's A Night to Remember. We do need to get rid of that, because we don't want anything on the board. Actually, playing the Tree Minder here is a mistake because we'll be at 16 next turn. And we need to be at 15. So we're going to have to mess around here with some trickery. Oh no, we're at 15, excuse me. So, Path Mage.
Right this way.
Which finds Lanath, which would normally find A Night to Remember, but since we already have it, we'll just go ahead and grab Dark Rebirth, I think. Uprising, actually. And then A Night to Remember here finds the Ox.
Right this way.
Takes us up to 12, and then we can experiment here.
There's always a way, and I can always find it.
Which can go ahead and find us another Ox, just because. Let's get rid of the camel. This has to hit an Ox. Which puts us at 8. So then you uprising.
This should be fascinating.
Alright, 6. So 15. Uh-oh, I think they've hit a prophecy because our timer stopped. So as long as it's not a javelin, we're okay.
Just give me a name.
Seed and spleen.
It didn't go! No! Well, and that's how you lose to the turn timer when you play Nix-Ox. So if you're wondering why people say it's got such a high skill cap. Yeah, and that's game. I thought I had dragged it, and then it wasn't highlighted, so wow, alright. The prophecy was enough to stop us. Now they're just showing off. Why don't you even run into Immolating Blast there? I don't know. They earned it. They have a, again, they... Okay.
This should be fascinating.
Did they not?
Rise, my son.
I don't understand, but whatever. So maybe they just panicked because they... I don't know. I can't even explain what just happened. The point is, yeah, when the prophecies hit, you have to like try to drag it quickly. That's a takeaway. You'll notice if your turn timer is going and you're hitting face, you will notice that it will like stop, right? Whereas if you can't drag when you're trying to target, but your timer is still going, that means that you've hit enough for lethal and you've safely won. If you're trying to drag and you can't, and your turn timer was going like ticking down, but it just disappears, that means they've hit a prophecy. Now, again, the problem was I grabbed the Viper first and I dragged it and I thought that was enough to connect, but apparently I had not waited long enough for the animations to finish. So that was my mistake. then I just kind of casually went over to the tree minder to drag it to see, like, okay, this should be it. But then the minute I could select the tree minder, I knew something was wrong. I tried to go back in time. I did not make it. And I'm giving this explanation so that if you do try to pilot this deck, you can understand kind of the nuance of racing the turn timer. There are things without the animations having finished that you can infer based on what the computer is letting you do, what the client allows you to do. So again, I should have never been able to drag the tree minder because I knew that the drag with the Viper did not successfully go through. I probably should have just kept spamming that one. Anyway, there you have it. Thanks for watching. If you made it through all of that nonsense. Until next time, may you walk on warm sands.